Hey, everybody. How are you today? It's Nicole, lead independent beauty guide with Lemon by Alcone. And I thought I would hop on to do live today because our CEO came on today and she was talking about, having strategy for the last 9 days of the month and all the things that we need to think about doing for our business. And the one thing I know that hinders me is I am scared to death to do Facebook Live. I've done it a few times, but I am scared to death to do it. And I'm trying really hard to get over that fear, and it makes it incredibly hard. We live out in the country. We have the worst service ever. I won't even say the name of the carrier, but it's literally one of the most terrible services that we've ever had, and it really hinders my being able to go live. And that I really need to overcome that fear. I feel like that hurts me in ways because, going live, you're able, whether you guys are catching it at the time I'm doing it or catching it on the replay or whatever, it allows me to interact with people, and I really like that aspect of it. But I'm scared to death. And you know why I'm scared to death? Because people judge people, and I'm scared to death of what you guys are going to think. And I have tried to quiet that fear in me for the longest. I've tried to tell myself, it doesn't even matter what anybody thinks. You do you. You do you, and it doesn't matter what other people think. And, it really doesn't matter what you guys think. It really doesn't, But I think just being human, we're so afraid of being judged and, what if they're making fun of me? Oh my gosh, they're talking about me. But at the end of the day, who cares? Because let's be really real. You guys aren't paying my bills, right? So it really doesn't matter. And I need to step outside of my comfort zone and do what's good for me and for my business. And I know that getting on live and posting on Facebook and getting on YouTube and using social media to share, is what I need to do to build my business. So I'm really working on getting past my fear of what everybody thinks of me. It's one of the hardest things that I've had to do, and I think a lot of it comes from I spent a lot of my life worried about, I know I say a lot. I spent a lot of my life basing my worth on what the scale had to say and thinking that I wasn't worthy or good enough because, my weight. And I let that hinder me my whole entire life. And yes, I am putting makeup on with a dirty blenderful, and don't judge. But I let that hinder me my whole entire life. And I'm working so hard on remembering that I'm so much more than a number on the scale. And it's so easy for people to say, gosh, Nicole, yeah, you are. But when you're living in that and you've lived in this cycle and you put all this doubt and all these negative words and you say all these things to yourself, you really start to believe it. So doing Limelight and being in this kind of business where I need to switch the way I think, where I need to really believe that I can do anything that I want to do. I can, if I set my mind to it, it's going to happen. I have every tool available that everybody else has. Nobody else is more special than me. Nobody else has a magic pill to take and be better in this business or life or whatever. It doesn't work like that. And I'm working on switching the way I'm thinking and the way I have always talked to myself. And it's the hardest thing in the world to do. But it's the most rewarding thing in the world to do when you finally get to a point where you start to realize that you are worth it. You are enough. You are okay. It doesn't matter what other people think. You do not need anything they have to say to validate who you are. And I am finally at that point where I can say to myself, it doesn't matter what the number on the scale is. I'm a good mom. I'm a good wife. I'm a good friend. I am a good leader with my team. I am a good person. I'm a good daughter. I try to be a good sister and daughter-in-law and sister-in-law and everything else. I try so hard to make everybody else happy in my life that sometimes I forget about me. And this business has really, really made me think about me and the things that I want, and to not be afraid to ask for what I need from people. And it's the hardest thing in the world to say to somebody, you know, I really need you to do this for me this month. I really need your help. I really need you to, you know, please make a purchase for me, or please, you know, if you're on my team, please get qualified this month. Or I have such a hard time doing that kind of stuff. I always want to be the one that's like understanding, and the one that's like, okay, you know, life happens, things happen. Because I know that I let things in life get in my way. That's one of my biggest problems. One of my biggest problems is letting life get in my way and slow down my flow. And I do it, and I know I do it. And I probably drive Christina nuts because I do that. I like start off like fire, and then as things start happening in life and with, you know, whatever, then I start to kind of like slow down, and I start to lose focus, and I start to, you know, forget what I'm doing here. And all of a sudden videos become fewer and far between, or, you know, whatever I'm doing. And I'm trying so hard to stop myself from being like that, because it's not hurting anybody else but me. You know what I mean? I'm getting in my own way. And our CEO said this morning something that is so true. She said, you know, drama does not pay the bills. So if you've got drama in your life, let that stuff go. It is not doing you any good. It's definitely not doing me any good, because then I just start dwelling on things that I have no control over. And I don't want to be like that. What I do have control over is myself and my business and my family and what I'm doing here. And I'm Italian, so I talk with my hands a lot, so excuse me, but, you know, it's just about really getting out of your own way, getting out of your own head, and it's the hardest thing in the world to do sometimes, but it's the most beneficial thing you could ever do for yourself, is really get out of your own way and know that, you know, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm sharing what I love. This stuff is fantastic. I don't have to feel sorry for it. You know, I mean, I know sometimes, you know, people, maybe you get sick of seeing my posts or hearing me talk about it, but, you know, this is creating a way, a means to an end for me to quit a job that you know, I said it yesterday, it really literally sucks the life out of me. This business is going to allow me to stay home with my daughter and to contribute to my family. It is allowing me to be so incredibly proud of myself. It is pushing me to be a better team leader to the ladies who are on my team. They are some of the most positive, inspirational women that I have ever met. They are, you know, they have got these go-get-em attitudes, and when you start to have, even if, you know, me, when I start to have some doubts or start to have a bad day or whatever, you know, you get in the chat with these ladies and, you know, they're just like, you know what, stop it, let's go. And I need that myself someday, and I hope that I'm able to be the same kind of influence in their life, you know. It's just learning how to let go of everything negative around you and get your mind in a really positive, good space. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy. You know, life gets in the way. Like, so much stuff happens with people's life, you know, just on a daily basis, whether you deal with stuff at work all day long, and then you've got to come home and deal with kids and a household and a husband, and, you know, and life never stops. It never stops. But that's the one thing you need to remember. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. It's not going to stop and slow down for you to catch up and take a breath and be like, okay, now I can deal, you know? It just doesn't work like that. And we just need to learn to, you know, be the best version of us we can be, and carry on and not worry about anything that's going on around us. I can't worry about who's judging me, who's making fun of me, who's not liking my videos, who's, you know, not buying from me. And that leads to a whole nother subject. We do this kind of stuff. We get into these businesses and we're like, oh my gosh, like this is going to be so good. Like I've got, my family. I know, these people, they're going to support me 100%. And at the end of the day, to be really honest with you, your family and friends are, some of them will support you, absolutely, but most will not. And, you could either let that really, hurt your feelings, and you can let that hinder your business, or you can start to really try to reach out to another market, like making these videos and putting them on YouTube and reaching out to a whole nother set of people who don't know you, who've never met you, who will watch your video and go, gosh, yeah, I really like her. I like what she has to say. I like her style, whatever it is. And those are the people that you are going to find that want to join you, and the people who want to try the products and they want to buy from you, and where some sales are going to get generated. And the most important thing that we can do in anything you're doing in life, whether it's direct sales, no matter what it is, the one most important thing that you could do for yourself is to wake up every day and set one small goal and follow through with it. That's how we start to learn how to build confidence in ourselves and believe in ourselves again. Because so many times we have all these grand ideas and we don't ever carry them all out. And I think sometimes it's just because we have such grand ideas that we're like way over our head. But I think if we slow down and we make one small goal every single day and we do that, like my goal needs to be every single day I need to get up and make one live video. That's needs to be something I set for myself. And follow through with it. And then I do that. And at the end of the day, I check that off. And then the next day, I come up with another goal. And then I check that off. And while I'm doing all that, I'm building confidence in myself again. I'm starting to believe in myself again that I can do these things. And it's not that I've lost complete belief in myself. It's just I get so preoccupied with other things and I let stuff get in the way that I forget what I'm really focusing on. And my eye is on the prize, and the prize is to be able to stay home with my daughter, and that is what I'm focusing on. Do I do everything every day to get there? No, I don't. And at the end of the day, when you really look at yourself in the mirror, can you say you've done everything you could do to, if you're trying to lose weight, or, you're working a business, or you're trying to start a business, or, just every day at work, you're underperforming, whatever the deal is, whatever's going on in your life, can you really look at yourself at the end of the day and say, yeah, I've done everything I need to do to get through the day. And I know some days I can say yes, and a lot of days I can say no, I have not. And you can't lie to yourself because the proof is in the pudding, right? So most important thing is to just start setting these little small goals and following through with whatever it is that you are trying to do. Whether it's, stay on a weight loss program, make videos, or go live for your business, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Something at work, make sure that you, show up early every day, and, or one day a week, like start with that. Show up early and get, X, Y, and Z done, whatever it may be. But we have to put the energy and effort to make it happen. It's not just going to come to you. People aren't just running up to us and going, yes, please, let me sign, let me do this. No, it's work, it's putting yourself out there, it's opening yourself up for criticism and everything else, and it's just time to throw that crap out the window. Throw it out the window. It isn't doing us any good. It isn't doing me any good. It just, hinders me, and I can't have that. This business is too good. These products are too good. I know that I am on the right path and I have something really great, and I can't let other things get in my way anymore. So that's a motivation to myself. It's a motivation to you, to whatever you're doing in life. Get out there, do it. Get out of your own way. Who cares what other people say? They don't pay our bills. It doesn't matter. Do you, be you. find who you are and be that, because you don't need to be anything else or anybody else. Be you, no matter what it is, you know. And this is me. I am a really honest to a fault kind of person.